Hello and welcome to another update video. In this video, I'd like to talk to you about the IWM. I think the IWM is close to a long-term top, or at least a substantial top, and we could be entering a sell-off very soon, together with, for example, the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 after the next top. We want to talk about where things could be heading, why I think that we are close to a top. But also, I will not confirm a top until we break below certain support levels. That would not be very clever to do, because we want to see the market. I mean, we can have our assumptions, but the market always needs to confirm that. So without a break of micro support, I will not confirm a top in place, but we can use the wave count to understand what the potentials are and where those support levels are. And what needs to break to the upside, which levels need to break to the upside to make a more bullish interpretation more likely. But yeah, this is the long-term view, you could say. We had a wave 1 that topped in 2007, a wave 2 pullback into the 2009 lows, fairly clear 5-wave pattern to the upside here into the 2021 highs. And then, this is now where it's getting interesting, we're likely currently in this wave 4 pullback. So again, this here was a sharp wave 2, which, as per the guideline of alternation Elliott wave, would suggest that the wave 4 is a sideways correction. So if we really go down very deep, we'll see. But certainly it is, in a wave 4, always worth to be prepared for potentially overshooting B waves and so on. So bottom line is, I assume a third wave topped here in 2021. The IWM has been in a sell-off since then. Obviously, there has been a rally since October 2023, in my opinion, a corrective rally. So we're going to zoom in a minute. But my view is that this is what should be playing out. And at least this is the wave count that, in my opinion, is currently in control. A wave down, which bottomed here in June, around about June 22. B wave up, currently in resistance. We're going to talk about that. And C wave down. Could this already be all of wave 4? Yes. I mean, but still it would be a substantial sell-off. It could be, which I just have for risk management purposes here, a larger ABC structure on the chart. So this ABC could certainly be a larger A wave, which would then rally again in a B wave and then a C wave. And that is basically where, we come into the situation of potentially a sideways correction, because if the A wave is a 3-wave move, the B wave might even overshoot, and then the C wave might land somewhere in the region of the previous A wave. That's just something that is, at the moment, it's not really predictable, right? It's just a potential I'm watching, but that is years out, okay? So, this correction started in 2021. We're now in 2023. I think it's gonna 2020. No, we're already in 2024. It's crazy. So obviously this can take a little more time, right? Throughout 2024, maybe even into 2025 or longer, depending. I mean, again, this here could be wave 4, and then if we see an impulse after that, great. We're gonna go up in wave 5, but it will depend on the structure. Either way, I think this will be a substantial low again. This B wave rally could take a year or so, and maybe something more bullish emerges out of it. That's sort of what I'm watching. But first of all, let's go to the daily chart. Let's look at the structure, because we are likely in this B wave at the moment, circle wave B. Within circle wave B, obviously we have a small B wave low in October 23. A lot of the other indices obviously bottomed, like the S&P, Nasdaq bottomed around that time. Also, the Russell ETF bottomed around end of October and started a substantial rally without any deep pullbacks. We now have a somewhat deep pullback, and it's getting interesting because this was the dog. This rally to the upside reached basically already the resistance area. That's enough for a B wave. It reached a 50% retracement. That's typically what you'd like to see for a B wave. Yeah? Can always go a little higher. I think it would count best as a proper 5-wave move up. I currently see here a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, maybe one more high in 5. Alternatively, that wave 4 might stretch out a little more. Support is between 185.20 and 189.80. Below 185.20, I have to say things might start to break down. Yeah. And yes, it would be only a 3-wave move up. A C wave cannot be a 3-wave move up, but I mean, I've got it as an A, B, C. Obviously, this could also be a W, X, Y, and the top might be in, right? But then WXY is not as common as an ABC structure. Therefore, I need to see further evidence for that thesis, and it would only be the alternative. So that doesn't mean it's far less likely. It just means it needs additional evidence for me to, let's say, believe it. Yeah, but below a sustained break below 185.20 could suggest that the top is in. If we form another high here and the wave C gets really 5 waves, $209.39, maybe even 224 are the next targets. Looking at the 4-hour chart, we'll see that, yeah, possibly in the white count here, in the micro count, a wave 4 might have bottomed here around the 17th of January. And we might have started now this a 5-wave move in wave 5. And this is a 1-2 setup, small micro setup here currently. Support for that is $190. Below 190, I have to assume that we are resetting wave 4. Yeah, that the yellow smaller degree alternative is playing out. But then again, below 185, I don't have anything short-term bullish left. And I have to start to assume that we are starting to break down. It's not a very hard support level. It's more like a, if we get a sustained break below it, it will, I will have to assume that we are starting to come down in this C wave. That would be quite dramatic. If you ask me, okay, where could that C wave land? I mean, I've got this broader support area here for the wave 4. It's the standard support area. Ideal target for a 4th wave is normally the 38.2 retracement. We talk about $116. I think that's realistic. If the B wave indeed topped, then the first target for wave C, circle wave C, so it's around $138. We'll see. It's just sort of a guideline at the moment. We can specify that further once we see a little bit more action. Yeah, and above 224, something more bullish might be going on, but this is my base case. And I'm not saying we've topped yet. It takes a break below 185 to suggest that. Until then, I continue to focus on higher short term. So it's still a bullish market until the market breaks below micro support. But I think we are fairly close to a more substantial top. It's pretty much in line with my analysis of the NASDAQ and the S&P. That's my update about the Russell IWM. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500, as well as regular updates about stocks, check out our stocks and S&P 500 service. You'll find the link in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.